What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another trade recap. Today is March 13th, 2026. I'm going to be going over today's price action and how I was able to make around $470 on the day. So, yeah, let's just get straight on into the video. All right, let me just show you guys my P&L real quick. All right, 51 or sorry, shit. Yeah, right here. 470 $470.26 on the day. Bang this trade out right off 9:30. But yeah, let's just get right into my bias going into the day. So, going into the day, I was honestly leaning a lot more bullish than I was bearish, and the reason for my bias was obviously because what are we doing? We're inside of this 4 hour for value gap, and what are we doing? We're also respecting it, right? As you can see, price is now trending higher and going higher towards previous daily highs. This unfilled hourly that's resting over here, and we're just respecting it nicely. And also going into the hourly, what are we doing? We also inverse the hourly. So not only are we respecting bullish gaps, for example, like the high. Why am I so white? Oh my gosh, I'm white as hell, bro. Whatever. All right. Anyway, we we inverse the hourly. We're also respecting the 4 hour high time frame bullish gap, and we're also disrespecting high time frame bearish gaps and respecting bullish gaps. So what can I say? What can we continue to be? We can continue to be bullish towards previous day highs, this buy side over here, this unfilled hourly up here, and just keep running through all these draws and maybe just going higher and higher. Um, but going on a 15-minute here. Um, my condition going into the day is what I wanted to see is get a pullback into this range, into this hourly fair value gap, right? I want to get a pullback, fill this. Um, sorry, this here, right? Get a pullback into this into an hourly gap, for example, this one right here or this one right here, and then get a continuation higher, targeting draws and liquidity, like this hourly right over here, which was my draw going into the day. And then going on to the 15-minute, what I also could have seen, I could have been bullish or bearish today if I'm being completely honest. Like I could have seen shorts playing out, I could have seen longs playing out. Why could I see that? Well, because we had an unfilled hourly right above here, so I could see 9:30 um right open up higher, manipulating into this hourly gap and then getting an inversion and going lower, getting that um distribution lower, or I could have just seen us open, filling an hourly gap that we had resting in here, getting an IFPG, going higher, and targeting the unfilled hourly or just any buy side draws above. So, um, let me just play a few candles here towards 9:30. Right. So 9:30 opens up. We're still accumulating, we're still generating liquidity now. Um, and I'm kind of just waiting for a price to either manipulate to one side or the other. And in this case, we manipulated lower. What are we now tapping in? We tapped into this hourly gap. All right. So we manipulate lower. And then right after that, we get a beautiful bullish candle. Like we just placed through this 1 minute gap so nicely. Right, we have a good close here, barely any wick, a lot of body. So honestly, could have seen this playing out really nicely. I like this a lot. Um, so at this point, we're still in this 4 hour gap. We tapped a 1 hour gap. Um, we also hit EQ of like this 5 minute range that we had, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, right there, this 5 minute range. But obviously it was a really good trade, right? We hit EQ of that 5 minute range. The only problem with this though, the only problem with this trade though, or multiple problems with this trade, which I honestly have to journal and look back at, was what ES was doing, right? ES did not manipulate at all, right? ES left all this low resistance liquidity below, right over here, right? All this trend low resistance liquidity, which is also known as trendline liquidity. So all these lows that haven't been swept yet. And we're just like because we didn't get any manipulation, we're so premium. on the 15 minute, right? We're so premium. Ugh. Very little retracements here, right? EQ, this range is all the way down here. We're all the way up here. So that's something to keep in mind for the next time, right? Because 9:30 opened and we generate liquidity and just go higher. We didn't get that manipulation like NASDAQ did. We didn't get that full sweep of any of these lows. We just continue to go higher. But another good thing about this trade wasn't we had an SMT. I could just mark out a low, but like for example, it was this low, the 910 low, right? ES did not sweep it. NASDAQ did, making a bullish SMT at the lows. Another confluence to support price going higher, mitigating this hourly gap, and then potentially going higher or potentially going lower towards these other resting hourly gaps below. So I could have very good conditions going into the day. So that's really the only bad thing was that ES just had all these lows that haven't been swept yet. It did not manipulate, but we did have that SMT, so I guess the lower resistance liquidity isn't a crazy thing to worry about, but is obviously something that you want to keep in mind in the future, or what I need to keep in mind in the future when I'm taking a trade. I went for a simple 1-to-1 here, targeted just as high, just got my piece, just took my piece of the pie. That's where that low hanging fruit is, and yeah, um, might move my stop here to break even, and yeah, absolutely banged out. I obviously could have held this to the hourly, but I'm just trying to get a payout. I don't want my consistency to be messed up. And yeah, I'm gonna go over another trade. I'm gonna go over two more trades actually. I don't know if any of you guys took this trade right here, but the reason that this was just not the best trade, well, simply because look, we are still so premium, guys. Like, look at this whole move that we had, right? We just we were like just so premium, especially right here. All right, we just shot up. Little pullback, did not hit EQ this range, and we're gonna now go higher. Just honestly didn't really like it, and we're still in this hourly gap range now, so potentially price can reverse off of this, go lower. And your next draw on liquidity is this hourly, but it's not that obvious, and you're still kind of far away from the draw. So I didn't. It just honestly isn't too good. And then there's another short here, but the reason that this trade wasn't so good either because we had no SMT, I'm pretty sure. Let me play something out here. Yeah, we had no S&T, so like we did not get a resweep of this high. Um, we had good displacement through this, but like yeah, we didn't get the resweep of the high. There's no S&T, so it doesn't make this IFG valid. It doesn't make this a good setup. And then we got a 5 minute here. Um, this was a really good play. If you took this play, yeah, this was really nice. I'm pretty sure you would have gotten break even though, if I'm correct. Really just depends on where your break even was, where your take profit was. I know PB Blake got a break even on this trade, but yeah, still a really good trade. And there was another entry actually. It was a re-entry off of this, right? So we left unfilled 15-minute up here, which we mitigated as you can see with his wick, and we got beautiful rejection off that, and price looks like it's gonna go lower, right? We tap that 15 and get an inversion lower, right? And the only cooked thing about this trade is the RR. Would have been absolutely terrible if you went for something like this. And yeah, just not good RR. What you could have done is you could have played it like PB Blake, where you could have put a sell limit right here, and price could have came back. Oh, sorry, sell limit like right there. Filled you in, go lower it, and then hit your take profit like down here. And yeah, so honestly, pretty obvious day today. Pretty nice day. Really good price action, to be honest. Just make sure. I gotta make sure too. Like next time, I probably should have waited for better manipulation lower because we are still so premium of this range before we go higher, right? But this short was absolutely A plus, very beautiful, right? We were still respecting that hourly, as you can see right here, and we had that 1 minute IFEG delivering off of the 15-minute, and we also inversed the 5 minute, so like that's just supporting your bearish bias even more. So yeah, very obvious day today. Hope you guys learned something from this video today. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions about today, if you want me to clear anything up for you guys. That's gonna wrap up this video. Absolutely been cooking this week. This week has been literally insane. I've been doing really good. I think I was right about all my trades every single day of the week. Monday there was a good trade. I got break even on it though because I got a really bad fill. Um, One of my friends hit CP, but I didn't. Tuesday I got break even, just not the best price action. But TP would have hit as well. And then Wednesday cooked, Thursday I cooked, today I cooked. So Friday last week I also made a 760. So we've been doing pretty good. Um, yeah, I've been really happy with how I've been playing this out. All right, anyway, enough yap. That's gonna wrap up the video. I will see you guys in the next one.